Hey guys, we're gonna do we're gonna do some quick tips on how to use live video and why you should. So my name is Kathy Callahan. I love to share all things building your business online, social media, organic marketing. And I decided to jump in here and do this quick video because I'm encouraging my students to do live video. And they keep needing the same tips. So I'm like, I'll just go make a video. Now here's the best part. When I started this video, the kids were settled. And I'm like, I'm gonna go do a 10-minute video and it's gonna be okay. So we may not get very far, but I'm gonna fly through these tips. Hopefully the background noise will be chill. The first tip I'll give you guys is just hit the button. It may not be the perfect time. I'm going to talk to you about why to do live video, how to make it more effective. Remember our agreement? But sometimes you just hit the button. Okay, so maybe this video is not going to be the best one to share. I'll have to redo it. I am coming off of some sickness. I don't look and feel my best, but sometimes you just have to hit the live button. So some quick tips. First, let's talk about why you would do live video. If you're here, say hey. Hey, boys. Boys, 5 minutes.
5 minutes for what?
To just not talk for 5 minutes. Remember you guys were in the other room playing? Okay, so the first thing is if you are building a business online or you're trying to connect with more people, especially on Facebook. Okay, we're changing spaces. This is not going to be a good video to share, but I'm going to push through. I am pushing through this video. And y'all may not want to share this after all this. The first thing is that Facebook absolutely loves live video when it comes to the algorithm. So if you don't know what that means, and now my internet connection is probably going to get cruddy, go figure. If you don't know what that means, the algorithm is who sees your stuff, how often it's going to be shown. So this is a pretty big deal when it comes to the algorithm. People think that people don't care. They're like, nobody's watching my stuff. Well, the reality is people may not be seeing your stuff, okay? So that's likely. So Facebook algorithm means Facebook gets to decide when you post stuff, who they show it to, okay? So the live video will get the most views, like the algorithm loves it, all right? So that's number one. Number two, and is my internet connection still good? Is my internet connection still good since I went to my closet? Because now I'm on a different access point. If I have to click in and click out real quick, I would. Number two is when, especially if you guys are building a business online, you're trying to connect with people, right? And you're trying to bring a human quality to you to show that, yeah, life's not perfect. And you also have children that interrupt, and you also have children that you need to give time to, or you also have a dog that barks. And so sometimes that authenticity part, people don't know how to do. And by simply going live in your real life, in your real scenario, you can be perfect, you can be imperfect, whatever it is that you decide to go live and do, it creates that human quality, which is a really big deal. So we're doing this virtual parties training. And we're doing something a little bit different this time. This time I'm pushing people out of their comfort zone into live video on their personal page. And they're like, why? Why should I go on my personal page? Your personal page is your network that you already have. These are friends and family that you're like, I don't know how to connect the dots and offer my products or business. Don't be weird. Don't feel like you have to connect the dots and like fabricate something. Start putting yourself out there, build your confidence, start sharing who you are, what your problems are, what your solutions are, your vulnerabilities, your real life, and how these products, this business integrates into your real life. And then it's not weird and salesy and spammy. It's a solution for the people who are interested, okay? So let's go down my list of tips. When you're going to go live, what are you going to go live about? Does anyone care? Yes, they do. You would be surprised after a certain amount of time how many people started reaching out to me and saying, I've actually been watching you. And I'm like, ooh, that's weird. But that's the point. You're putting yourself out there because people need you. So often, especially in network marketing, we think we need people. You don't need people, people need you. And the people who don't need you, that's okay. So just go be you, share what you love. Do you have a talent? If I could ever figure out how to finish this scarf, maybe I just go live and talk about one of my hobbies, knitting, okay? It hasn't really come to fruition. Some of us are on a health journey. Share that stuff. Share how you made your dinner healthier. Maybe you have kids that you are like struggling with how to e-learn and homeschool. You can go live about anything like that. What can you teach somebody? How can you inspire somebody? Where can you just go be a person and start connecting with people in a way that people are no longer connected with, especially in a world like we live in today? So live video is incredibly authentic and effective. What do you do with the nerves when you're like, oh gosh? So type to me in the comments below. I see some people are here. Type to me in the comments below. What do you do when you're nervous? Okay, so Leah's here, Cheryl's here, Jess is here, Raquel's here, Jessica's here, Stacy's here. Hi ladies, Jen's here. What do you do when you're feeling nervous? Okay, what do you do when you go to hit the button and now you're like, oh crud, now I just have to talk to the people? You guys know, if you ever watch my videos, one thing I love to do is do something else at the same time. Okay, so a lot of times I might be curling my hair, and I had a friend be like, I hate watching people curl their hair on Facebook. I'm like, you know what? I'm not teaching you how to curl your hair. I'm curling my hair so I stay distracted while I talk. Maybe you do your makeup. Maybe you're making a shake, or maybe you have like a stress ball. Maybe you're petting your dog. I learned this through, Cheryl says she talks real fast and uses her hands. Yes, I do the same thing. I learned this, do two things at the same, do something else at the same time, because when Evan and I were like learning how to communicate with each other when he was little, my therapist was like, don't just talk to him. Don't just stick him in a car and like have this big conversation. Play ball with him. Throw a ball back and forth. Play in the sandbox. Have those conversations and do those uncomfortable things at the same time you're doing something else to take your mind off of it. So I apply that to live video. Stacy says before she goes live, she plays music and she uses filters. If y'all need to use a filter to make yourself feel better, use a filter. I was not going to put on my makeup because I'm like, let's just be real and authentic. I'm like, yeah, that's a little too real and authentic today. I'm going to throw on some makeup just to make me feel better. Not to make you feel better about me going live, to make me feel better. Tips for going live. Remember, the algorithm loves the live video. So do you have to have a schedule? You don't. I just very impromptu jumped on today. But if you have a live video schedule, like I do in my party group, like we do in our private groups, people start to expect you to show up. Okay, so for a while, when I first got introduced to live video and I was doing a live video challenge, especially during the beginning of quarantine even, I had like a nap time chat. It became a little too much on my personal page for me to commit that time. So I personally, on my personal page, just kind of jump in here and chat with you guys. I'm throwing this out right now on my personal page, my business page, and YouTube. So this video you're watching right now is in 3 places. If you want to stay connected with my videos, tap my nose, tap my head, tap something, and then the 3 dots in the top right will pop up and you can turn on like notify me next time Kathy goes live. Or if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. But I found it too much in my personal page to have a schedule. So I kind of just jump on and do life with you guys. And that makes me not be so nervous. I know those of you going through the virtual party challenge, I'm giving you a topic. And sometimes you have to have that script and that suggestion and that push to start learning, and then you can find your comfort zone. When you go live, always use a catchy description. This is the end of my tips. So up here at the top of the video, there should be a description that I typed to you. I asked a question and I even used a hashtag, okay? You also can tag people. This will get people in front of your video more. So I'm talking today about live video. I'm talking about virtual parties challenge. So I could tag some of my students. I could tag some of my team. I could tag some people that I know are in the challenge, right? Some of my evergreen students or some of our new challengers. That will get this video onto their pages. That's a way to get more exposure as well. And then my last tip is when you guys comment down below, if you are watching this on replay, drop hashtag replay below so that I know you caught it on replay. If you're live right now, say hey if you have not. Let me know where you're tuning in from and tell me what your biggest struggle or success has been with virtual parties or with live video. Okay, so the last tip is just to ask questions, be interactive, and then as soon as your video is over, go comment back on people who've commented. Every time you do that, it pushes your video back up and more people see it again. All right, sorry for the impromptu-ness and the, it was one of those things. I want to talk about this and I'm going to hit the button, and it was a little imperfect, but such is life. Stacy tuned in from Wisconsin. You are welcome for all of the tips. Jessica says she does her mani strips with her nails, and I bet that's smart because you probably also sell nail strips. If you can integrate something that you promote, that's great when you're not doing it in a salesy, spammy way. You're just like, oh, I'm just using my products, but I'm talking to you about something else. Bonus, right? Leah, yes. Oh, Leah, the next challenge starts on the 18th, which is Monday. Okay, so if you're watching this today, today's Thursday, our pre-challenge bonus training is already up. We've been doing 5 days of giveaways with some extra incentives. You have to be in the Voxer chat for that, okay? And Ivani says, Albuquerque, New Mexico. She's getting 80% better with lives. People don't understand how this is going to integrate into parties. Network marketing is about getting connected with your network, right? So the more you expose yourself and the more you start building relationships, the more conversations you can have. Therefore, the more people you can potentially start offering your products and business to, if it makes sense, if they're interested, if you can connect the dots. We'll dig into all of that in the challenge. Biggest struggle is getting engagement from new folks. Success is having consistent folks. I love that. Because if you have consistency and you have a community of people that once you've exposed them, they stay, that's a big deal. If you need new people, live video, building your audience, these are things that we teach a lot in our Evergreen program. Mary Ellen is here from Mississippi. She said that people were, she's getting more comfortable doing the video, but she's not sure if anybody's watching. You guys, I did enough live videos by myself for a long time to know that it takes time, okay? But the first part is you have to do it. You have to get comfortable doing it. It's like, do I build my audience? Do I go live? I don't care, do both at the same time, but do something. And I felt like by pushing myself into live video, even when nobody was watching, then I started to understand my value. I started to feel more confident in who I was, what I could talk about, what I love to share, even if nobody's watching, right? And then I started to learn how to build an audience of people who are most likely interested in what I was sharing. Kind of 6 to 1, half dozen of the other. One live video, and she did it because she's in the challenge. Kudos to you. All right, you guys, my kiddos need me. Have a great Thursday. Make sure if you are in the virtual party challenge, you get caught up on homework assignment number 1, which is to go live. Just chat with your friends. Tell them you're learning something new. I promise it'll be worth it. At the very, very least, people walk out of a virtual party challenge saying, I have a new confidence. I learned something new. Even if they don't go implement my whole party system. Even if they just pull the live video section out and they're like, I'm going to go implement that, because you can do it on Instagram, Facebook. You can do live video anywhere, right? You can repurpose your videos, super smart. And then if you love parties and you love connecting that way and you love fun, that's what the virtual party challenge is completely about as well. All right, just do it. People will show up. And if not, it's practice making you more comfortable. I agree, because once you go do live video parties, once you get live video parties, this is just going to be more practice for that. Leah, message me. Leah, message me, because I don't know why you can't get in there, but we need you in there. All right. Bye, guys.